Hello everyone, thank you for checking out today's video. In this video, we're going to be covering business rules on ServiceNow. Now, ServiceNow defines business rules as server-side logic that execute when database records are queried, updated, inserted, or deleted. Now, there's a few different ways that you can create a business rule, but the easiest way that I find to do it is just to head over to the associated table or record on the table that you're trying to create the business rule on. So say you want to create a business rule on the incident table, you can either head over to this list view here, or you could head over to a record within the incident table, and you can do it from there as well. But the way that I typically do it is just from the list view. So while you're on the list view, if you come over to the column options and go over to configure, you'll see a business rules option. And this is going to show all the business rules on the incident table. Now, if you want to create that new business rule on the incident table, you'll hit the new in the top right. And while on a new business rule record, you can either decide to use the out-of-the-box functionality, so the low-code, no-code option, or you can hit advanced and you can script a business rule as well. In this video, we'll just be doing the low-code, no-code option, but I'll also be doing a separate video with some scripting included, because sometimes you're a bit limited on this filter condition here. So let's go ahead and create our business rule. So what we're going to do is we're going to check anytime a user creates a new record, so they insert a new record or they update a new record, and we're going to look for the word emergency within the short description. Emergency. Okay, and then if we find the word emergency in the short description, we want to make sure that we're setting the urgency to high. So that's as high as you could go for the urgency. Because the user maybe they don't have the option to be able to select high, maybe only like the service desk could select the high option for urgency. But for us, we want to make sure that we're checking once this record is inserted into the database that if we see that word emergency, we know to set the urgency to high so that that request can get resolved in a timely manner without having to be triaged and maybe it would be escalated at that point by the service desk. We could just go ahead and skip all those steps just by doing it on with the server side business rule here. Okay, so as y'all can see, if we see the word emergency in the short description, it's going to automatically change the urgency to high. And we have it running anytime a new record is updated through update, or anytime a new record is created / inserted. And then you want to name this something that makes sense. So emergency, let's see, sets urgency too high for emergencies. Okay, and then if we wanted to, we could also add a message. So in case we wanted to prevent the user from doing something, so maybe you wanted to prevent users that aren't in the software group from being able to create software records, or maybe you want to prevent an action if they're not a part of a certain group. So maybe like I mentioned before, you want to block users that aren't part of the help desk group from being able to set urgencies to high or priorities to high, or things along those lines. So you could do a lot with business rules. That's what I'm trying to say. And with ServiceNow too, the beauty of it, there's usually more than one way to do something. Business rule is just one way that you can go about it. Everything looks good to go here. We could set role conditions, but we don't need to do that. Everything else looks correct. Okay, there's only one way to test this, is either by updating an existing record or creating a new record. So let's create a new incident record, and we will purposely not set the urgency to high. So we'll see if it does it for us like it's supposed to. Okay, so impact can be medium, and then urgency we're going to leave as medium as well. If this works as intended, it will change our urgency to high. We'll put our short description. This is a emergency test. Okay, so we have the word emergency in the short description. Now pay attention to the urgency field here. See if it updates. And it did. So it did exactly what it was supposed to do. So as y'all saw, it took a second because it was looking as we were trying to insert the record into the database. While we did that, it cycled through all the different business rules, and we met the condition of the emergency in the short description, so it updated the urgency for us. And like I mentioned, I'll be putting out a video very soon with a business rule that is using scripting so that you can get a little bit more customized if you need to. Alright guys, if you enjoyed this video, please consider giving it a like. Please also consider subscribing to the channel. Catch you all in the next video very soon.